Ain't even nothing personal.
I ain't gonna take it personal.
So don't you take it personal.
I might take it personal.
But either way it go,
You are now tuning in with
The It's Nothing Personal podcast.
But we had a conversations that matter to the culture. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is the It's Nothing Personal podcast.
Yeah.
yo.
All right. Y'all know who in the building. We got Katie, 1G,
Kendrick Samaj, man, let's get it.
We got TKO, DJ
Let's go.
Big Keys,
a whole lot of that.
and you know your boy Move Pencil on the board. We in this bitch tonight. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We starting a deep conversation tonight.
Man.
All right. Shout out to Katie for giving us these pointers tonight. And tonight's topic is simply going to be, how did we get here?
How?
How did we get here? Now, the we that my brother is referring to is our community, our people, what we're going through in this world. How do we get into the situation that we are in now, the mentality that we are living with, the steps that we're taking, and the habits that we have on a day-to-day basis. Today we want to talk about some of the historical and social context contributing to the low vibrational mindset in our community, understanding those factors, and we want to introduce ways that we believe could help us move forward from the state of mind that we are in. Alright? So, with our first segment, we want to talk about some of the conditioned behaviors and belief systems that have been built to kind of keep us mentally enslaved. I know a lot of people don't like to use that word these days, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
We are mentally enslaved, even though we have more freedoms than our ancestors may have had physically in society. There are still chains that we endure that may be even worse than what they suffered in bondage. So in this segment, we want to talk about some of those things.
Hold up. I don't mean to cut you off, but this show is brought to you by Alchemy Recording Studios, Baghouse Clothing, DJ Chose. Turn up! What's going on? How y'all doing, man?
We good.
What's up?
Man. We good.
What everybody headspace like tonight?
I'm great, man.
We is laid back.
Yeah,
We
chilling for real.
Chill, man.
Okay, everybody chilling.
So what it seemed like is my dog, KD, 1G, Kendrick Samaj, has a lot he has to talk about.
Man, no, we have a lot we have to talk about,
Right,
bro.
definitely. But you are definitely in another energy mode. You are your mind running.
Man, always.
Get it up off you though.
Man, hey,
Get it up off you.
I'm just glad to be here, first of all. Before we get into it, man, this is a beautiful thing we got right here, man. And this is a beautiful collective.
Yeah.
We are one.
Yeah.
We're a unit. We're a force to be reckoned with.
Sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like, me personally, I feel like we the ones. We that one.
Yeah.
It's nothing personal, man.
It's nothing.
So don't take it personal.
Please don't.
I'm not.
Unless it's enlightening you.
Let's go.
Man, but yeah, man, we have been put in a state of doom, if you ask me.
Right.
And we've been put in this state unconsciously, like unknowingly, unwillingly. Because unfortunately, if we go back to the beginning, like everything we learn, we unfortunately have to learn from exterior sources.
Right, but before you get into it, I want to define conditioned behavior for all the people who are listening to that, so they know exactly what we're talking about.
thinking.
What we're discussing in this first segment are the conditioned behaviors that are affecting our people today. A conditioned behavior is a type of associative learning that occurs when a stimulus is linked to consequence.
Yeah.
A type of associative learning that occurs when a stimulus is linked to a consequence. Now, I'm pretty sure when you think about that for a minute, you'll start seeing that happen in society.
Yeah.
Katie, do you think?
Okay. Let's bring it down to our language. Something that you unwillingly got installed in you through exterior sources, through other people. And if you look at life, the child has to learn everything it learned from its surroundings, from its upbringing. Unfortunately, because it gets installed with programs that are not of itself. Because once that, like, look at a child, once that child comes into its rational thinking, now those conditioned beliefs clash with who they feel like they are. And that's what creates.
Because we always have to stop. Don't do that. The child you want to do one thing.
Be want to be itself. It takes you. It takes you to a sense of loss of self-identity because.
And that comes from generations.
Yeah.
Generations.
That's the condition
of being beat that way. You know what I'm saying? And that's something. It's hard to be broke.
It's hard. It's hard.
But it's possible.
It's possible. And that's where we come in at, because we've reached that link to understand that this is what's happening. You know what I'm saying? The majority of the population is just going through life as is. You know what I'm saying? Not questioning nothing, living in the condition, living in the box. You know what I'm saying? So,
but you blame them because
you can't blame them. But that still don't stop them from being affected by it. Like, just because you're not blaming them, that still don't mean that they're not suffering from it. You know what I'm saying? We here to bring awareness. And the thing is, you have the full potential within you to do whatever you capable of, like whatever you can bring yourself to believe that you can do. And that's one of the things that those conditioned belief systems and behaviors do to us. They give us limiting beliefs. Like if you grew up in a household where goddamn everybody in the household feel like they the less of the less, the worst of the worst, after so long, if you're not exposed to nothing different, you gonna grow into that and materialize that. You know what I'm saying? You gonna become that, and you gonna go throughout your life with that same mentality when that's not the case. Until
you're around a different environment.
If or until you get exposed to something different.
That's the only way.
That's the only way.
And that's why we're here.
That's why we're
here.
To
help change.
They help bring that understanding to the fact that no, like, the circumstances that you are experiencing right now, if they're not fulfilling to you, ain't what it gotta be. You just got to find it within yourself, which, not saying that it's a simple situation, but with the understanding and the will, anything is possible. Like, the only limitations are the ones you set on yourself.
But how can you convince these people that going out their comfort zone is better? Because
the comfort zone is the limitation. That's a peak. Like, we gotta, like, you gotta understand, bro. They, like, it's so much intention on keeping us not willing to grow and, like, just, man, it's so much shit out there that's keeping us from having these conversations, from even believing that these things are possible. Like, you just got to be willing, and you got to be exposed to the information. Like, it ain't about convincing nobody to do nothing. It's about who hear it and make it make sense to themselves and apply it. Like, the ones that can't be convinced, that's their problem. Like, that's not our job. Our job is just to make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? Because our common sense is one of our best gifts that everybody is equipped with. Because when it makes sense, it's gonna make sense. Like, you can't not make it make sense when it makes sense.
Right.
I wanna interject. I wanna get TK in here because she's the youth in here with us, one of the youngest.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that is a high influence on all of us as we've grown up and have been dealt with conditions is our families. Their belief systems, what they think is right or wrong, what's been passed down from their parents and grandparents, they try to instill in us.
They instill in us.
How do you, as you unlearn some of the more conditioned systems that keep you mentally enslaved, how does that affect your relationships with the people that you love as you go on that level of growth? Because as we're talking about these belief systems and behaviors, we also have to discuss what it's like unlearning this stuff and the impact it may have on your relationships as you grow. Because we learn more from our parents than anybody.
Straight up.
So that's really where we have the hard time as a culture.
Root of it.
As a culture, we have a hard time saying, dang, I think my mama may have told me some stuff that don't necessarily serve me spiritually as it should. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just bad information. It just probably worked better for her than it do for me.
Straight up.
So I want y'all to expand on that for a few minutes on how that may have affected you as you unlearn some of these systems that people may have taught you and what that was like. You know, with ups, downs, bad, and I want to start with TK.
So for me, I'm pretty much like, you know what I'm saying, straightforward about, you know, how I feel about certain things when it comes to how I was raised and what I believe. Because like I said, you know, I'm the one that had to walk that path and go out there on my own, you know what I'm saying, and have my own journey. So for me, I really feel like it doesn't affect my relationships because for the ones that unconditionally love me, they're gonna understand like, okay, we got a difference in opinion when it comes to that, and that's okay. And for the ones that don't, then it's like, hey, I can feed you without a long handle spoon, you know what I'm saying? I'ma still love you the same, like everything is good, but I don't gotta be around you kiki kaka, you know what I'm saying? Or even pretend like, you know what I'm saying, we can be in the same room if I know that you feel some type of way about how I'm changing. You know what I'm saying? Something that's better in me, because at the end of the day, it's my path to walk. So I really got to do it myself. You know what I'm saying? It ain't personal. It ain't personal at all. Right. But for me, it's personal because this is what I got to do for me. Right. And the same thing, if you need to do it for yourself, I'm going to let you do that. Right. You know what I'm saying? I may not agree. Right. But guess what? That's fine with me because that's your life. That's your lifestyle. It's not personal. But like you said, you know what I'm saying? That's just how I see it. And I haven't had that problem with the people that actually love me. Because the ones that unconditionally love me for real, they like, okay.
I see that.
Well, I just know, you know what I'm saying?
That's the point you made.
Yeah.
Unconditional love.
Yeah.
Unconditional.
Unconditional love is something a lot of us don't feel or experience because unconditional love is what it is. Like, there ain't no conditions in which this love is afforded to you. It is because I love you that you are given this love. Nothing more, nothing less. And a lot of people love people on conditions. That too is a conditioned belief, system, and behavior. Keith, what you got to say?
Is it wrong to be in another person's life for what they can do for you? Like what's your opinion on that?
Are you saying using someone or
no, not necessarily using, but if you find yourself, like back in the day, they traded. You know what I'm saying? And they became friends because they traded.
Straight up.
But they wouldn't have been friends if I can't do nothing for you.
Shit,
you
we look at it, that's how we all link.
So you understand?
Yeah.
So what is wrong with, you know, that?
I think that is a mutual understanding of we have a beneficial relationship for each other.
Straight up.
And it's not necessarily transactional, it's just mutually beneficial. Back in the day, what you're talking about is I have some resources, got a lot of them. I might have a lot of bread because I got a nice field back there. I got wheat, processing bread. I sure could use some milk. And man, I got a lot of cows.
You got a lot of milk.
You got a lot of cows. I got bread. You want some? Give me some of your milk. And every week, you got bread, I got milk.
All right.
And we good friends because of that.
All right.
That's how relationships are established.
And I agree with that. And I think more people should be honest in how they approach
That's
folks.
the thing.
Because relationships can be transactional. You may need some help. You may need to partner with somebody saying, man, you got something that I need.
Straight up.
Is there any way I can help you help me?
I don't know you at all.
At all.
But this is how we can.
Man.
That's how we
All right.
connect.
All right.
I'm going to tell you a quick story. TK rode this roller coaster with me. Up in Birmingham, there's some people that we worked with when I went to youth schools for the first time. Her name was Naima Elmore. And when I went there for the first time, she had taken a gospel rapper to heights that trap rappers will never reach.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that, bro.
Shout out to
Naima Elmore. She doesn't do
Let's
management
go.
anymore, but she does Alicia's Coffee. And if you want some good coffee, you like coffee, Alicia's Coffee is the name of
Coffee.
it. Alicia'sCoffee.com. Get with her and buy some. But I walked up to that woman and I said, I like what you got going on. I don't know you, but I seen you on Facebook and I seen you here. I got a studio full of artists and we don't know what the fuck to do.
Straight up.
How can we help each other?
And nothing but honesty will get you through the door right there.
Hell yeah.
You had to be honest and say,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what to do to help these people. I can mix them. I can make some beats for them. We can make some dope ass songs. But man, they need some real
Now
help.
we gotta go. Now we
need
gotta
some-
go to the next
We
level.
need some help. How to help? How can I help them? And you're doing this for somebody, and you have a passion for it.
Now, she say, how can you help me?
It was actually, I would love to help you.
Right.
How can I show up?
Right.
And after that, it was just, I ain't never had nobody respond like that. So now I have to show up for her.
Right.
I have, when she do something, I'm there. She had a beat auction, the first one in ever I've ever seen in Alabama. But transparency time.
Man, we thinking the same thing.
Yeah, there was a situation in my family, and I had to make a decision. And to this day, my wife still be like, I'm mad at you, but I understand. You had to do what you had to do to handle some business, and to this day, that business still working for you.
Straight up.
I forgive you, but I would love to have you there with me instead. But because of that sacrifice, she can call Naima and ask for anything.
Straight up.
TK can. I ain't gotta call her. Anybody else I say good, they can call and get anything. She might not do coffee, but if I say I need some help, she'll help.
Right.
Okay, let's say, my bad, I didn't mean to
Go ahead,
cut you
go,
off.
I'm done,
I was
I'm
about to
done.
say, let's say, on the flip scenario, the conversation didn't go that way. This what I charge for this.
Then I have to pay that.
Yeah.
If you could afford that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to see at the time. It was just me and a few people.
So-
and,
so-
and it would have been like, look, they what she charging. Who ready to step up?
But
Straight
now
up.
that's what we get at, not taking it personal.
Straight
Now,
up.
when you say, hey, I need this, and I don't know nothing, she can take it. He's vulnerable.
Yeah.
I can get him, or she can.
But I
like-
was vulnerable.
And you let her,
100%.
and you let her know, and you let it all on the floor.
What the fuck we doing?
It's all
We got
about
something.
the character
So
of the person.
it was the heart in that other person to say,
Yeah.
I can help you get up,
Yeah.
or I can step on your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real shit. Real
And she
shit.
chose to help you up.
Yeah.
Now, what was wrong with her meeting you in the middle saying, what can you do for me?
Ain't nothing
When she
wrong with
she
that.
wasn't, she
Nothing.
wasn't wrong for that.
No.
She was
She
just
ain't
a better
wrong.
person than she
Yeah.
had to be.
Yeah.
She's a damn good person.
Right,
She's a real good person.
It's all about character, man, and we gon' be faced with those situations, and that's where it comes. We can't take it personal.
Right.
We just have to, like we was just talking about
It's
the
never
48 laws of
it's
power.
never gonna go good.
No.
It's never gonna go good unless it's positivity.
Right.
I mean, it can't, but that's where, like, you gotta, like we were just talking about the 48 laws of power. In that book, it tell you, goddamn, you don't show your hand. You know what I'm saying? And the beginning of the conversation was, is it wrong to get what I can get? You know what I'm saying? Get what's, I mean, you gotta be able to read the playing field. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta, off the intro, you may not know what type of person you dealing with, but after so long of dealing with them, you gonna get a sense of who you dealing with, and then that's where you gotta go within yourself and choose how you deal with this person. If it's something you need, I mean, if I want it bad enough, I gotta maneuver around the ways that you got that I may not agree with, and find my way.
I'm gonna bring it back around to how this is a conditioned behavior. We've been brought into this society to believe, I have right here, that it's all on us. I gotta hold mine down.
Yeah.
Barrel effect.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have to be a community.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I think this system is really driving home in 2024 is no fucking community.
Straight up.
Separate these people in many ways as possible. Not
Jealousy
just black,
and ego.
white, not just man and woman, but what street you live on.
Straight up.
Who picked
What
up
you
your
got?
garbage?
What you got that I ain't
you
got?
You know what I'm saying? What color is your door?
Like that's taking it personal because you looking at them and bringing comparison into the picture.
Facts.
When that shit don't even matter. That's a blessing blocker for real.
100.
When you too worried about what somebody else got going on, you need to be. We gotta. That's what, like I said, that selfishness and that selflessness come into play.
Yeah.
Like in those situations, you gotta stay focused on self. You got to hit your finish line.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Right.
we gotta we gotta play the field. We gotta play the game in the playing field, whatever playing field we in. And you gotta handle people how you know how to handle them. Like and you still ain't gotta show your hand.
It matters how you start, definitely. But when you start, you gotta see it to the end in any situation with anybody. So if you're gonna say I'm gonna deal with these people, you gotta know pretty soon this is in will or this won't. And if you feel that it won't, you get out of that then. You find yourself disconnect from those people right then once self tell you, because your heart's gonna tell you about that other person. Because if you got malicious thoughts, if you're not right, you're gonna give off that energy and you're gonna see yourself, you're gonna see it bad at the end because you didn't have good intentions from the beginning.
Right.
But if you know you're a genuine person, you're gonna see if they're genuine or not, because your heart gonna meet the energy. It's gonna clash.
It's gonna clash.
Yeah.
Right. All right, that was a great conversation on the conditioned behaviors and beliefs.
It's nothing personal. Podcast, man.
Y'all stick with us. We having a conversation that may be hard to have.
Hey,
They matter.
And they matter to the
Straight
soul.
up.
Baby.
Man.
Go.
Okay, next topic that we're gonna discuss and how did we get here is this fucked up education system.
Man.
Okay? Now, one thing that I'm partial to on this discussion that we're gonna have is everything following what we just talked about, because I pretty much lived it. We're starting with education. Most of y'all know my mother was a teacher and my wife is teaching right now. The education system, or lack thereof in some cases, does play a major role. But what we must discuss is how parents tend to fully rely on the schooling system for 100% of their child's education and rarely engage with any type of education at home.
Man.
You see, a lot of times we blame the education system, which is not the best. Cannot argue that. And the next president plans on fucking gutting that shit. So it might not get any better. However, it doesn't help that maybe some parents are a little bit less likely to take accountability for their child's actions or lack of engagement in school. We have to discuss deficiencies in the school curriculum and things that need to change in order to keep up with this generation.
Straight up.
And we have to explore how academic achievements impact the self-esteem in these kids. Because now most of us grew up and we knew that there were winners and losers.
Yeah.
There were no participation trophies.
Yeah.
And some people think that created bullies. I think it made us a little tougher.
Yeah.
And it made us ready for life when you get out here and somebody say, no, you failed.
Straight
They don't
up.
give a shit about your feelings. And the last thing we need to do is we need to share our experiences with the education system. I have children. Kendrick, you have children. Keith, you also have children.
Definitely.
So
Shout out to my baby mom, best baby mom in the world. Hey, listen, she do some school teaching.
Okay.
And she sometimes she get it kind of mixed up through a long day of work, then having to deal with 3 boys of her own. So she bring that teacher home, and it takes me to say, hey.
That is tough, because they deal with them kids in a particular way.
Right.
And I I deal with it too.
It can grow.
You know what I'm saying? My wife's a teacher too,
Right.
and I can definitely tell
Right.
when Mrs. Lightfoot
Right.
is in the house
Right.
as opposed to teaching.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And,
Right.
and what's beautiful is she also knows it and can say, give me a second. You know what I'm saying? To give me a few minutes, let me
Fix me.
get right. You know what I'm saying?
Alright.
Let me
Self-reflect.
plan clothes and let me square up and,
Right.
and I'm back in here with you, baby.
Straight
You
up.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
And me have
Have
to
to be
respect
patient.
Straight up.
We have to respect that
And be
because
patient
if
till
you've ever been in the classroom and seen her get down, you can definitely understand why she need a few minutes to just
Yeah.
come out there and let
Yeah.
me get back together.
Yeah. It needs mine. I can.
Yeah.
Alright.
Or these mine, I don't need to do any of that.
Uh-huh.
It can
Straight
be
up.
either way,
Uh-huh.
but you're gonna have to be prepared to do either one.
Uh-huh.
Because when they come out of their classroom, but they be
Yeah.
turned the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They be turned the fuck up.
Yeah.
So in this segment, y'all, give your insights. Basically tell people how the education system really has impacted you and your family. And I want you to tell ways that you think, tangible ways now, that could help a parent right now get their child through this shit. Because it's tough. And if you got some good advice, or not advice, stories or experiences that you can share.
Straight
Yeah,
up.
man. We can talk all day.
Man.
If that's the case. You know
I
what
can
I mean?
say, me personally, I can say, I feel like where the school system let these kids down is, for one, like we said, how the curricular system affects self-esteem. Like, I don't feel like a system. I don't feel like a system is effective when it comes to people, because no one is on the same paradigm. Like, no one is, everybody move at their own pace. You know what I'm saying? And like, some people take more than others to get there, but that don't mean write them off because it's taking them a little longer. But at the same time, I understand the system that we are dealing with. How can I say it? I don't want to call it a business or nothing like that.
Well,
We dealing with.
it's a system, and the definition of a system is a set of things working together as parts of a mechanism or an interconnecting network.
Okay.
So technically, yes,
Yeah.
it is what you were just about to say it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It is not something that is supposed to be malleable.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to work for everybody. It's supposed to work for itself.
Straight up, cause this what it do. Like, once they feel like a child isn't strong in certain points of the curricular system, they send them to a classroom. It's like they writing them off. You know what I'm saying? But what you do when you challenge, you go harder.
Yeah.
But that's the opposite. When they need to be challenged, they give up. Cause when you send them to that class and let them get all the answers to the test and just pass them on, that's giving up. But when things get hard, that's when you challenge. Like, that's when you go harder. And they don't do that. Like, on a personal level.
So how do you encourage a person that, you know, you tell them to go harder, and they want to go harder, but they just can't find the drive. They just can't
Find something to push them.
You feel me?
Find what makes them
What-
tick.
how can you
push
that-
them? Yeah.
I mean, that's where the first part of the segment come in. There's been no influence at home, which that comes from the sense of the parents. 9 times out of 10, like how they say, kids raising kids. You know what I'm saying? A lot of parents still developing themselves into becoming sufficient adults to where they don't even have the mental capacity to even engage with the child at home. Like, they so locked in with still building themselves into becoming who they want to be or could possibly be, to even, like, I know that sounds fucked up, but that's just the reality. Like, instead of a lot of times, instead of engaging with their child, they in their own personal world, doing whatever they do to make them feel however they want to feel.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
In their phones.
Yeah.
Put the child on the tablet so
Straight
they can
up.
go in the room and play and be quiet.
Like they don't know if the homework finished. They don't know. They don't know if they don't know nothing because
Are they good parents?
that ain't for me to judge. But I can say that I understand the fact of when you see these type of behaviors, I can understand what's going on.
Yeah.
That person is still pouring into themselves and haven't fully developed themselves into the point of being a responsible, from my point of view, what I would call responsible, because I can only give my perspective.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, that's the deal, man.
I dig it.
That's the deal. And we have to see things. We have to keep perspective in mind when we placing judgment on these kids. Like, because when they write these kids off, man, that shit could do so much damage. You know what I'm saying? And then you done label him or her poor in this area when life is all about success. This ain't even what they needed to become successful. You know what I'm saying? They could be going throughout all of these years. This might have started at elementary school. They could go throughout all their school years viewing themselves, because after consistency and repetition is what creates what manifests things. So after so long, they start to believe that they are less worthy or not capable. You know what I'm saying? That's what and what set these things in stone is superior factors when they telling you, or you know what I'm saying, giving off to you that you ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? That's what make it more believable to a child when they hearing it from somebody that's superior to them. So they lock themselves in that space, and then that's how they place the limiting beliefs on themselves. That's how they create this character of shit. I mean, I just ain't it. You know what I'm saying?
Do y'all think that the old way of educating our children is outdated?
What you mean?
The old way.
When we were younger, we didn't have access to the internet or this vast amount of information that these children have to compare their teachings to. As a parent, one thing I noticed is that my son was online at a young age, bullshitting. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but you find stuff out bullshitting. And
straight up,
what I learned was you can't just, like, where we were told to do what's right, you kind of have to really show them
engagement.
You have to guide. Like, our parents are like, this is what you got to do.
Yeah.
And you may have seen them do it, you may not have seen them do it, but they would say, do as I say, not as I do. And you know that's how he was raised.
That is outdated.
Yes. Now, I know with my son, he's analytical and 100% logical. If it don't make sense, it fucking don't make sense.
Straight up.
And he gonna say it don't make sense. He's been like that since a little one. And if it don't make sense, he gonna say, I don't know.
That's that God power though.
It is.
Because that's our common sense.
If you ain't up front with these new children, because when mine was born, my mom was like, he holding his head up. I'm like, ain't he supposed to hold his
straight
head
up?
Did I not know?
They not used to that. Straight up.
My shit was still on the goddamn side of that shit, right? So I'm like, okay, so evolution is actually happening.
Yeah.
They're coming out more evolved and prepared to receive whatever information we have.
Yeah.
Be careful with it.
I'm so cold with mine. I got a 7-year-old, 5-year-old, and a 2-year-old. I'm so cold with them, bro. And this world cold.
Yes, it is.
And if you light on them, you're gonna see it at the end. So that's why I say see it through.
Straight up. That's gonna put them weaknesses in there. You gotta stand on them.
Yes, man. You can't let.
They gonna watch that. They gonna see like, oh, he playing.
Straight up.
Then they gonna boom. They so smart now, man. They'll be there.
Even if they don't appreciate it in the moment, that's what that saying goes in. Like, shit, Dad, I ain't get it back then, but now I get it now. Cause it's for. It ain't. I ain't gonna say it ain't for now.
About my part, like, damn, I understand.
I get it now.
Yeah.
And it don't be for the end. It's for when it's meant for you to get it.
Yeah, definitely. I was just about to say, it ain't for you to get in the moment.
Yeah.
We supposed to put it in you so it's there when you need it. And if you're a good kid, it'll come to you when you need it. And I think what we have to do as parents, the education system is gonna forever be what it is.
Straight up.
It's supposed to get you ready for a job. It's
job.
Get you ready for the workforce.
Man.
Teach you how to add, subtract. That's cool.
Straight up.
On the other
Because
side,
they don't teach you financial literacy.
Nah, they don't even teach you how to be an adult.
they don't teach you life skills at all.
They don't
But
even
is
teach you
it
how
their
to sew
position?
no
But
more.
it ain't even their responsibility to do that though.
That's right.
I argue your point, sir. We are a civilization here.
Yeah.
We're an evolved civilization of people who fucking pay taxes.
Yeah.
If you go to China, Japan,
They doing
They teaching them kids how to cook in kindergarten.
they get them kids ready for fucking
For
life.
life.
And they not telling you to go to school to be some shit that ain't necessary.
Man.
We got enough doctors. You need to go goddamn be a plumber.
Straight
we got
up.
enough technicians. You need to go be an electrician. We got enough computer analyzers. We need another fucking nurse.
Straight
we need
up.
This. They not letting you fly out there blind and waste college money.
Straight
and go
up.
to debt. That's what we come back to.
Shit, we go back to life shit. We need photographers. We need engineers. We need beat makers. We need goddamn
Shit. Right now, we got enough of them.
Straight up.
Beat maker, bro. I'm telling you.
But whatever your passion is, that shit take the imagination and the dream aspect out of these kids. Like it make them take life so serious when our imagination is so important to life, man. Like,
that's a good segue into the next segment. Does anybody else want to speak on the education system?
one more thing. I read last night the school system set kids up to make a living, not live.
Exactly.
To make a living.
It go to work.
It prepares you to be a sufficient employee.
That's it.
I'm in high school registered now. I lost interest in that shit because every other fucking lesson that shit referring to my employer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm my motherfucking employee.
Now think about this, how the system works, okay?
Straight up.
You can get you a school loan fresh out of high school.
Straight up.
That could be for $100,000 to $500,000.
With no life skills.
With no life skills and a high interest rate that's gonna have you paying that shit off till you die.
Not explained.
Go ask for $10,000 to open a business. Denied. Now,
Denied.
that highlights what a system truly is. And as we move out of the educational conversation, when we talk about how the children are influenced by different things that they see and the distractions that they have, we have to move on to the fucking music industry.
Man.
And how they have used the music industry as a tool to disorganize our people as much as possible.
Straight up.
It's so hard to get us on one accord, and whenever we disagree with one another, we can't have a healthy conversation.
Hell no, it's goddamn conflict.
It's always conflict. And what is being promoted the most in black music today? Conflict.
Straight up.
The women are beefing with the men, and the men are beefing with the women, and vice versa.
And they killing each other. They are literally dying in the street, bleeding out, dead on arrival, pronounced dead on the scene. Is that it has become that in our culture.
They have romanticized, that's the word, our most fucked up traits. They have romanticized our prostitutes.
Massage that shit in.
They have romanticized our thugs, killers, drug dealers, and murderers. They have romanticized the scamming ass bitches, the women who, and I listen, bro. I ain't got no problem with no fucking stripper. When I was in the military, stripping was something that we definitely partook in.
But that's the illusion. It's the next level. What, like, I don't know.
And what I was gonna say was, my bad. The camera was beeping and fucked me up. What I was gonna say was, there's a place for that shit. You can be a stripper, all that's possible. But if it ain't what you trying to do and you ain't got that in you, don't
You got to be fulfilling, man.
Don't step out here and decide that you want to do any of that shit. Like, that's just what they do on TV. And they've convinced a lot of women, a lot of young girls, that is the way. The music has also convinced a lot of young men that
is the way.
Scamming and holding the sticks and all that shit is the way. Like, that is the worst of us.
Man.
It always has been, and there was a time when our people weren't fucking with that shit.
Straight up.
So I just want y'all to just have a conversation about how the music industry and the whole has had an effect on our people and where we are today.
Well, first of all, it leads the way to everything that the kids do, man. The
life
fashion,
in general, though.
The trends, how they think, how they move. Like, these kids want to be what the music is. And they really, like, a lot of them listen to it so much to the fact that they believe they live in that lifestyle. Even if they ain't never did it a day in their life. But if you run up on them, they gonna act like they done caught 100 bodies, you know what I'm saying? Like, these kids are like, and it, you know, I can't really. It leads
the way.
Yeah, like, I can't blame nobody but the music because that's who they listening to. That's what they see. If you look at every generation, we all were kind of bred off what we listen to.
That's, man, I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead, bro.
But the music is the forefront of life in general. Like, sound is creation. Like, every generation that's created, the music that's on the mainstream has led that culture. We had our dance era. Everybody will pop like it and dropping two-step. Goddamn, all the music that came out in that time had a bop to it. We had the trap music, all the music that came out in that time birthed hustlers. We had the goddamn conscious music. Like, the music is the forefront of the culture, period. And I'm gonna give it back to you.
Nah, you got it, bro. I mean, you right. Like, it is, though. You know, the people that listen to the conscious music, like you said, they wanted to be more neo-soul, Afro-punk, pro-black. You know what I'm saying? There were a lot of the more, you know what I'm saying, woke kind of people. Keith, where you at, man? So me. You feel me?
Straight up. That's what, like, the music is gonna lead the culture. Yeah. So now it goes to the conversation of
you grill.
Straight up. Now it goes to the controllers of who's putting, cause we only have access, we only can get what we have access to. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, being the fact that today, what's popular music, what's playing on 105.7, somebody is in control of how that gets there and what they filter out, what they don't want to be there, and what they.
It's a money game.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's a money thing.
It's a destroy thing when it comes to us, because why all of the motherfucking top artists is these type of artists?
Or like, why all the liquor stores in the hood?
Straight up.
You ain't never been in no white neighborhood and seen a liquor store?
Man, what?
Have you?
Man, what? You might see a wine cellar, if that, but they give it elegance.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to start understanding that we are being targeted and stop feeding into that shit. Cause that's all we doing. We take that shit and bring light to it and indulge in it when, bro, that shit is purposely designed to destroy us, dog.
I'm gonna give y'all another piece of transparency when it comes to parenting. We talking about these kids. Y'all familiar with Ski Mask, the Slump God? Y'all ever heard of that shit?
No.
You have?
No.
Okay. It's a rapper. Nah, he's probably old and outdated at this point. Or he may not be. I don't know. I've only heard his music once. And it's when I went to my son's room and heard some nigga fuck shit. Yeah. And he was, you know, a little, in my opinion, a little too young for all that.
Straight up.
But when he's been in the car with me, he has been exposed to it.
Yeah.
So I dare not say don't listen to that.
Yeah.
I said, what you listening to? He said, Ski Mask the Slump God. I said, okay, play it. Now he was a little like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, you know, you listen to Tupac, Bone Thugs, you know, you listen to my rap music, let me hear what you got, man.
Alright.
And so, it ain't him. It ain't him.
Yeah.
Now, he'll knock you out, but you have to, it's the self-defense. He ain't a violent young man at all. I just taught him how to defend himself. That's it. And he ain't looking for no shit. That nigga in the Ski Mask Slump God killed. I feel like he probably essayed some people, some women. Like he was out of line. And so I stopped the song. I'm like, yo, do you like this? And he was like, I said, that's enough for me. You don't like it. I said, why you listening to it? He said, everybody else listening to it.
Man.
I said, you ain't gotta listen to it if you don't want to. I mean, listen to what you want to listen
Straight
to.
up.
Listen to what makes you feel good. You don't have to do this, son. You ain't got to be like
this. The wrong way, baby.
You ain't gotta listen to him. So now, he big on Kendrick.
Straight up.
Big Kendrick head, man.
We gotta feed our soul, man. We gotta fulfill our heart. That's the objective in life, is to be self-fulfilling. Like nothing exterior is gonna get the job done. Like it can contribute, but nothing outside of yourself is gonna bring you fulfillment. Like no one can make you happy. No one can make you mad.
Nobody can make you feel like you can make you feel.
Straight up.
Be yourself.
They may contribute if you allow, but you got to go within to get everything you need. Because everything you need
Hold on,
is there.
I feel like I gotta correct you. You said they may contribute. I feel like you got some people who will over contribute.
Yeah, but you gotta allow them to.
Now we still talking about music. Now we still talking
Straight
about
up.
music.
Hey, we'll get off subject.
Straight up.
That's
Let's get
real.
back on topic. Let's get back
Hey,
on topic.
it'd be a good idea too on a certain day to just have them open conversations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just tap in.
Cause we will veer off.
And I think at some point we supposed to veer off. Cause
Straight up.
that's
It
what
gotta be natural. Yo,
you know,
straight up.
You know.
So how do y'all think the music industry can be fought against? As we are all consumers, even though some of us in this room are artists.
I don't feel like it can be fought against because music is a soundtrack
No,
to
I
life.
don't mean like we finna fight it and stop it.
We just gotta
My point was,
understand.
how do we? There is a battle here, and you have to make sure it doesn't consume your children. You got to make sure they know it's entertainment. So what we discussed in the earlier segments, we was talking about how education kind of has to evolve. How do we evolve our parenting and guiding our children through this music? Let's not forget, we grew up listening to some shit too.
Straight up.
And
You know what I'm
I
saying?
think so before you get gone, we're gonna have to teach our children that, you know, like you said, we're gonna have to figure out first what you're into before I try to get you into it.
Yes.
So
If you ain't into it, we gotta know first.
I don't want you into
Straight
it.
up.
So I'm gonna make sure that you're not into it.
Yes.
Now find you something else. I don't care what you try now, but try something else. And then you can kind of go in the guidance of, all right, now you are what you listen to.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I did tell him.
Straight up.
You don't want to
You don't want
Repetition and consistency. Whatever you indulge in repeatedly and consistently, you're gonna become
If
one
your
with
son is a young boy fan,
You need a
all right,
don't let him listen to that too much.
you know,
Yeah.
so
You gonna
guidance.
be consumed.
It gonna come from the parent. Now you know he listen to it.
And
in the
that's where it
active
comes
part.
from. We got to educate. Like we got to manually meaning hand operated, go within and do it yourself instead of automatic. We got to, hey son, come here, sit down.
You got,
You know what I'm saying?
Now,
you
go
got
ahead
to
and
take
fix
that
it.
personal.
Yeah,
You damn right.
yeah.
You got to take that
Damn
personal.
right.
If you don't care.
In that stage. But once they come into a stage that you know you done poured into them, and they like, it comes to a point where you got to go back in yourself.
A parent job is never done.
Nope.
But when that child, like
Never done.
a parent is of a child, though.
Yeah.
Meaning,
Meaning you
What
parenting
age?
a child.
What age?
So it ain't my mom's responsibility for me. I'm 35 years old. Am I? I'm 30. Yeah, I'm 35. Shit, I'm 35 years old.
Like mine and
Straight up.
Man, I don't even know how old I am.
Straight up. Last time I went to jail, bro, I really had to figure out how old I was.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
But it comes to a point where my mama gotta live her life, and whatever mistakes and shit, yeah, she care, but that ain't her business.
But at some point, you have to. Let's say her job is never done because she know her job now. But you're a parent, so now your job is never done.
Yeah, my job.
He's gonna become a parent.
My job gonna be done.
Nah.
Once he start living his own life, and I'm not responsible for his well-being, my job done.
Ooh, we got a debate here.
I disagree.
My job done. Now I'ma always pour into him, pour enlightenment into him, but his decisions, because I can't walk in his shoes. I can't make his. I can't. Only thing I can do is talk. That's it, and try to make it make sense.
So that's your job.
That's my job.
So
now that's never done.
That's what I just told
Okay.
you.
Okay.
All
We
right.
can agree.
All right.
Yeah, that job is never done.
And this is
But-
why we have the conversations
Straight
that
up.
matter.
Straight up.
This is why we have the conversations that matter.
That job is never done.
Yeah.
But when I'm not responsible for his socks, drawers, and all that shit, and he a man and living like he a man,
It's okay for him to listen to young boy at that point.
he
because
can.
that's who he is.
Yeah, and that's what you like. But like I tell him now, yeah, I'ma come see you. I'ma come, but at the end of the day, you gotta understand that's just a choice I'm choosing because my actions didn't put you here. You know what I'm saying? I told you not to go. I told you not to leave the house, but you left anyway. I told you. So what I'm doing is a plus because you fully aware.
Is that do you do you the way you do you because that's how you was raised?
Elaborate.
Mean back to the first 2 minutes of our conversation, you know, we was talking about being domesticated basically. Do you act like the way you do with your son because of domestication that has been
No, because I didn't even get treated the way I treat my son. Like, I've grown to become who I am through self-awareness and things that University YouTube, for real. Like, I had to go through life and learn through my mistakes, but through my mistakes I learned accountability and understanding and being aware. Like, a lot of people won't even take in consideration what's really happening when things happen. You know what I'm saying? They'll just take it as chance and keep going in freestyle mode, like just not aware of nothing, not taking nothing for nothing, just letting life live you instead of you living life.
How would you tell somebody, how would you convince someone or show someone that they need to take a step back before they react like that?
Don't save them when they need you to save them.
I would personally say my thing is always you are the proof. You got to be aware of you because you gonna give you all the answers you need. Like,
you save somebody every single time they reach out, like, hey, I need your hand. Hey, I need you.
Nah, you ain't getting that.
That's what I'm saying.
My advice is you are your savior. Like, that's another domestication. We've been trained to believe that our salvation is exterior when it's not.
It's inside.
Like, we got everything we gon' get from the Creator. We ain't getting shit else. Except signs that we got to personally catch on our own. Like,
So what do you think hinders one from being able to see those signs or be able to, like
the conditioned beliefs and behaviors.
100%.
Lack of awareness. We ain't taught these fundamental things due to the conditioned beliefs and behaviors
But here's
because
the thing, when we learn though, we gotta start teaching instead of holding it. Cause a lot of
This
people
is
hold
nothing
information
personal
in that
podcast.
Yeah.
It's nothing personal
They down with
podcast.
it. They
We
down
the
with it.
I don't give a fuck. I ain't holding back.
Nothing.
We the ones.
Yeah.
We got it because we got it.
Yeah.
We understand. We possess a power that's capable of helping someone else understand because we know how to
And
articulate
the
it.
people that's gonna understand it, it's gonna be in y'all.
Yeah,
On y'all.
it's in everybody though. Everybody got it.
No, everybody don't.
Everybody got it though because we all are of the same substance.
No.
Everybody got it. It's in everybody. Now it's not. It may not be as easy to bring it out of some people, but it's in everybody. We can't say it ain't.
I think the creator put something in everybody. It ain't the same thing though.
The same fundamentals is in everybody. Now, just like how they say a two-parent, okay, we got a two-parent home, we got a one-parent home.
Let's talk.
This one person from the one-parent home is one step behind the person with the two-parent home. Like it's how far back you are to how hard it's gonna be. But we all are equipped with the same fundamentals.
Listen, my brother.
We just have to have access to them.
One thing about a two-parent household, if you're a black African-American man and you still have a household, a family, shout out.
Salute.
Shout out. And
Straight up.
that's what this system is. Back to that system bro was talking about. That's what the system done did. Beat the black man
Yeah,
out
they
the
took
home.
them out.
You can't be in the neighborhood. You can't be in the projects.
Well,
and,
we
hey,
get
baby,
banned,
I'm
boy.
talking about, we could talk about this for hours.
Straight up. We get banned.
But the big part of it is, as a black man and you running a household versus a single mom running a household, you'll never understand.
It ain't, the balance ain't there.
You never.
The balance ain't there.
And I was a child raised by my mother mainly. You know, my daddy there, but I was raised in the house. She was a single mother.
Straight up.
It didn't matter about my father being there in my life. The household is what make that child have a single parent, you know, a single mom or a single dad. It's the household, not because it's an active dad.
Yeah.
So don't ever get it mixed up. If that father's not in that home, that is a single mother.
Straight up.
Pick it up.
if we don't do that, I feel you.
Cause she single-handedly laying the ground rules down. She like he said, that dominant male aspect got to be there fundamentally, like the core.
Same thing with the music. Cause
Straight
back
up.
to that. Same thing with the music. It's the music. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, that's what I wrote in my notes. It's like the music, the OG now.
Yeah.
Like, cause being the fact that they ain't getting that teaching at home, everything they learning from social media and all their characteristics, everything they like, cause it's about attention. A child gonna get attention from somewhere, cause that's all they seek.
Yeah.
That's all people seek is attention. Like, and they just, if they ain't getting it, you know what I'm saying, willingly, they gonna get it whatever attention wherever they accepted it.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? So they can freely get acceptance from this music and this internet. It's like that's the OGs. That's where they learn at. Everything they learn from when they don't have it at their core base fundamental household.
Right.
So we and like me and bro was having a conversation the other day. Like, I ain't gonna say I regret it, but at the same time I understand when my child was in his state of brain state where that's the age of where they're being programmed, where their brain is like a sponge and they learning everything they learn from the environment. I thought it was cool to put bandanas on his head, maybe let him sip out a bill, goddamn putting the camera on him while he goddamn dancing. Probably done seen me throwing up gang signs, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought that shit would fly. Goddamn, I thought that shit was cool. But now I'm catching hell with it because I can't stand it. But I'm accountable. I created it.
Right.
I created that because that's who I was.
Right.
So now it's like, now that
And that's where, from the start, it matters.
yeah, it matters.
You got to see
It matters. It matters.
Right.
I wasn't developed.
Right.
You
were one of those people that you was just telling us
Yeah,
about.
I was.
Right.
Straight
Right,
up.
right.
And with that awareness, we got to understand that's gonna be the process if you're not in tune and involved with your child's upbringing. Like, you can't help.
Don't become aware and look over it.
Straight up.
You're gonna be punished.
You gon'
That's what I was waiting to get to.
man.
We are a smart generation of parents. We have access to way more information about society and its systems than our parents ever had. And it causes conflict with our parents.
Straight
if
up.
you have these conversations with your mom or your grandparents, they can't handle it.
Nah.
Because it definitely destroys their reality and what they knew.
Straight up.
It's like,
How dare you?
you can't tell me. You can't
for
tell me
real,
that it's a lie.
My mom said.
You
Straight
can't
up.
tell me it's a lie. But what upsets me about that, because you made a point, you can't have all that awareness and not fucking use it.
Nah.
It's gonna come back to get you, bro. Like, we, as smart as we are, ain't no reason for any of our kids to ever be obese again. Ain't no
Straight up.
reason for our kids to not be without money again.
Straight up.
Ain't no reason for our kids to not have the skills. My nigga, as a business owner, you know how many young black men come here I can't have a conversation with? I can't say, how you doing, young man? How's your day going? They can't fucking
I don't
answer,
even know how to
bro.
respond.
Yeah.
They'll walk in the door and won't speak.
That's real.
That's the unknown.
Won't say a goddamn word, bro.
It ain't even their fault.
And I have to say, y'all straight?
Straight up.
Y'all good?
Alright.
Oh yeah.
Your fault, my bad.
Yeah.
Alright.
Your fault, my bad.
Alright.
Nigga, what?
Your fault, my
Man, I just slow caught that.
Alright.
Yeah, man. Your fault, my bad.
Your fault,
Yeah,
my
your
bad.
fault, my bad. And look, I done asked him, who's your
Your
favorite?
fault, right?
Who your favorite?
You slow as me.
Nah, I'm saying, but I'm saying though, like, how dare you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your fault. Like,
That's the
what?
energy. That's the energy.
You came in my building and did speech.
And I will tell you some other real shit, man. It be a lot of them young niggas, they daddy ain't nowhere to be found.
Nah.
And you can see it. You can see them not having
And they don't even want help. They pride won't even let them.
It ain't that they don't want it,
They
because
do.
they want it.
They crazy.
But they
my
just
brother.
been trained. They just been.
the condition.
It's that mask. Like
So
I said,
how-
I don't live in KD no more. Cause KD is that vulnerable child. KD goddamn, man, I had to come to the point, man, I used to clash on my daddy cause he wasn't there. Like, we want that shit. But we have to put this block up. And
That's what I'm saying. You wanted who?
I wanted daddy.
That's who they want.
Yeah.
They don't want
Think about your
Lightfoot to
wife.
say.
Hell no.
You know, they don't. That's why I say they don't even want the help. They don't even want the guidance. They want their papa.
Straight
They
up.
want their daddy.
Dad.
That's it.
You can't ask your mama why your balls itch.
No. Shit, no, you can. You can. You can.
You
But
can.
don't expect
Why go on sit down
no
somewhere?
answer.
Boy, what'd you say?
Straight up.
Respect the answer.
Girl, he just
Respect the
said.
answer.
Yeah, why
can.
when I pee in the morning, just split a little bit, it goes left and right. What's that about?
Right. What is that is? What that is?
It's gonna end up
She
being a
can't-
Facebook status.
She gonna be like, I don't wanna hear that.
She
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
give you.
Or she
what
gonna tell
think?
you what she
Her
think.
respect.
Yeah.
My mama,
Yeah.
great. Mama, daddy, she had to be
Yeah.
at some point. So
Straight up.
it was some things she had to answer. She had to be blunt. She had to give it to me
Straight
wrong.
Yeah.
I'm a man now.
Yeah.
You know,
Just
Yeah.
real.
a lot of young men become
It's
punks
nothing personal podcast.
when they have
man.
a single mother.
I
So
mean,
don't take it personal.
as a man.
Cause he might take it personal.
Alright?
Yeah, he might.
He might.
Right on.
As a
I ain't
man
gonna
from-
take it personal.
From a
I
single
don't know. We
parent
all
household.
might. I feel like
We
in
have
some
to take
shape,
it
form,
personal
or
at some
fashion.
point.
That's
Yeah,
the point.
we all might.
It's just, you know, as we had these conversations, man, we just really want to get to the root of how one person can help themselves. And with these young folk, man, they are going to have to help themselves.
You gotta want
Straight
better
up.
for yourself.
And
It's all about you.
we
It's all
live in
about
a
you.
community where we see a lot of, they wouldn't dare say that they feminist, but they talk feminist points. I don't need a man. My baby daddy ain't shit. You men ain't good enough for me. But meanwhile, you need a man in that household to help you raise a child.
Straight up. Cause the balance.
Don't take it personal, cause he listen.
Straight up.
It ain't about
You don't need all the women coming to the.
Pull up.
Straight up.
Pull up.
It's just we need balance for us to have a society that's fulfilling, that's thriving.
At the end of the day, don't take it personal, but you chose your baby daddy.
Yeah.
Straight
That's what I
up.
was about to say.
You
laid
busted
down
over
with him.
You
That's
bent
what I
it
was
over.
just-
You chose.
Straight up.
Everybody get a choice and live
Straight
the
up.
same 24 hours.
Straight up.
You can't walk around out here and demand any man to step up to what a baby daddy didn't have to.
Straight
You
up.
just bust it down. for
Like,
baby
I'm
daddy.
talking about-
Hey, X
Hey.
no, close it. Bust down. Let's go.
And it's so many. We finna catch.
No, we ain't. We
Hey,
finna
listen,
catch
we finna catch
you. No, we not. We
It's
finna get
so
on Diddy.
many
We
women.
finna talk about this Diddy conversation.
We actually have.
No Diddy Daddy.
Hey,
We finna talk about this Diddy, cause I know y'all wanna hear about it.
Hold on, we gotta do a wrap up because y'all actually just did the last segment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Social media. We didn't even
No Diddy Daddy.
we just ran through the
Oh, we getting into it.
but
We gon' bounce up in there.
what we talking about?
Skittles.
What we talking about?
Let's hit
next?
some skittles back there.
We gonna let. I know KD usually has the most to say.
Yeah, please let him. You wanna?
I'm finna go through the points that we made today. Okay. In our first segment, we talking about, and for y'all who didn't catch that, we had a final segment that was the impact of social media, and we did dive into that and how music and social media is kind of one hand in hand.
Well, yeah, it's hand in hand.
And I got 2 points I want to say about that. First of all, if you're a parent, I think you should probably limit the time that your child has a device in their hand
Straight up.
and let them go outside.
Play checkers. Play Monopoly.
Something. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
family.
Basketball.
And I ain't gonna lie, that's something that my son love to do. We get together and play Uno. He is happy as literally a child in a candy store. And I think a lot of our parents forget that you love your mom and your dad or whomever raised you or your grandmother.
Unconditionally.
Unconditionally. And that was a time you wanted to be wherever they were God to you. Your children see you the same way. Spend time with them. Show them love. If you have a child that breaks things, that might not mean that they're just destructive. He might be interested on how that shit works.
Straight up.
Pour into the children. The phone ain't gonna raise them. It ain't gonna educate them, and it's not gonna guide their passions. It's going to convince them to be more in tune with their ravenous side, with the side of them that is unhinged, uninhibited. And something that we talked about on our earlier cast, in our last show, was do as thou wilt. That is what the phone is going to encourage your children to do, what they will. They're going to encourage them to do things that are unnatural. You have to be there to guide them, you have to be there to show them the consequences. And you got to be honest and transparent. Tell your children, I fucked up. I was a fuck up. And this is what happened to me when I fucked up. Here's the proof I fucked up. Here's the people I fucked up with. They gonna tell you this was a bad situation we didn't want to be in.
And help them understand that's a luxury to have me as that example.
I'm telling you,
firsthand.
Every parent ain't like that.
You can crash out if you do this, nigga. Don't do that. I told my son I was a felon. Like I fucked up, made bad mistakes, bad decisions. I learned from those. Don't do this. And so as we move on with this session, man, we talked about education and how we need to be more involved. And basically what this conversation boiled down to is parents need to be more involved. They need to be more intentional with their children.
Accountable.
And fucking accountable. If the teacher calls and say, I want to have a conversation with you about your child's performance in this classroom, go take it serious. Don't show up in a goddamn bonnet and slides ready to fucking fight with the teacher and the administration because they done checked your child.
Or gym shorts and Timberlands.
Whatever, yeah. So you don't come
either way, you got
or no show.
Or smelling like fucking weed.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying?
Take it as serious as you would take
Put
it.
your Sunday best on
Just look decent.
and go talk to the
Just look
folks.
presentable.
Nah, you gotta say Sunday best because if you don't, people will be like, oh, I'm just want a raggedy t-shirt.
Don't do that.
Put your Sunday best on.
Don't come in with the chains.
Man, yeah. Clean shirt.
You know, and go
Clean
be
shoes.
a parent for a
Go be
change.
a parent,
Like
yeah.
we as a people gotta separate from this hood ass aesthetic
up.
that we are so
That's the
attached to.
underworld, man.
And we ain't that. Like,
We never been there.
my
Straight
granddaddy,
up.
when he stepped out,
We never been there.
man, he had slacks on with a
Straight
belt,
up.
with the shirt tucked
With the
in.
cane, the
And
mask,
the
Air
tie.
Force One,
With
man.
the motherfucking slacks,
Straight up.
dress socks.
Just
And
presentable.
my nigga was going to get groceries.
My grandma don't go to the store without her hair being done. Like,
People
come
ain't
on,
going to
dress
just
to
going
the
to get
T.
groceries, TK.
Dress to the T. Going to get groceries. I be like, grandma,
so
where you
back
get? You got
to-
to put on clothes to go
Back to
anywhere.
the beginning,
Come on,
right?
Yeah.
When we was telling you how we was raised, it's good parts of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And what
We got good qualities.
And we have to, as a people, understand that it's balance. We
Yeah.
ain't perfect. We
No.
are
But you
good
need that
and
balance.
we are bad.
Yeah.
Got to
But
have
we
the balance.
understand that was a time, I think it was when Laffy Taffy dropped. And I think that was the shift. And niggas was just kind of making excuses for dumb niggas doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
And that kind of just got worse and worse over time. And now, if you a rapper, you better be thugged out or ratchet. Bro.
Yeah.
You ain't listen to me, you ain't black. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's motherfucking bullshit.
If you ain't stupid, you ain't cool.
That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. So, in conclusion,
Just because you use your head, that don't mean you scared. I salute you.
hey shit, that sound like a final word on that conclusion to me.
Yeah,
Say that
that's
again,
great.
bro.
Just because you use your head, that don't mean you scared, man.
Wow. Wow.
They salute the
crash
dead,
out.
man.
Don't crash out. Just because you use your head. that
They don't
mean
bury
you
the scared.
Don't
They
mean
bury
you
the dead.
Straight up.
Yeah, man.
So that was our conversation tonight. How did we get here? We got here through conditioned behavior and belief systems.
Yeah.
We got here through an educational system that was made
That
on to make
failed
us workers and not be successful in life. The music industry has used its way of influence to influence our minds to think of our lower selves and just vibrate low in general. And social media also just pretty much piggybacks on that concept and just feeds us low vibrational bullshit.
Yeah.
And we indulge in
consider
it.
to be the best version.
Yeah. We watch crash outs and we laugh. And I think that's something we gotta stop
Ooh,
doing.
man. People see
Yes.
folks get their shit smashed in the comments and be all ha ha. Man, somebody just died.
I swear, bro. And I see something online that happens a lot. I see a lot of single women just online picking on men
Straight
just
up.
for no fucking reason. And had the audacity to say there ain't no good men out there. Any man that was watching you ain't studying you
straight
because you
up.
spending your time joking on and picking on men all day. Some man won't deal with it.
A lot of women got daddy issues. You know, they didn't have a dad in the house to say, "Hey, get your ass over there and sit down." Do what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And that just how it start. It matters how it start. You know what I'm saying?
If you don't change, if you don't find it in yourself, because it ain't gotta finish how it started. But if you don't seek the unknown, it's gonna finish how it started.
And that is a self journey.
Yeah.
You definitely have to take those steps.
You got
And not to cut you
No
off,
one can-
but
Go
back
ahead.
to that mental awareness. A lot of women have daddy issues. So if you like those women,
But it's a
you-
two-way street. A lot of men got mommy
Yeah.
issues.
See, we just gonna say people. A lot of
I
people.
gotta say that for the women though.
People-
People got parental issues.
Yeah.
We got
But you were talking about a woman on a comment, and that be those women, with the daddy.
But you know the listeners gonna say y'all got.
She right.
Y'all love being on women. They gonna be like, oh, they always bashing. So
Put it in the
let's
comments.
be clear.
Who got the worst daddy issues, men or women?
Hey, that's a good tag. That's a good tag. Let's even it out right now, right here.
Hey, can I say one more thing before we go to the next step?
Okay.
Let me give a definition of self-awareness.
Okay.
Self-awareness is listening to your thoughts, listening to that chatter in your head, and answering those questions for yourself. When you do things that you would feel you did something wrong, understand your heart is gonna tell you when you're right or wrong. You got to pay attention to that. You got to be aware of the characteristics of yourself that are not fulfilling you. And you got the question, stop then and there and ask yourself, what made me do that? When I overslept, how I was feeling that made me oversleep? When I overate, how I was feeling that made me do? That's self-awareness. You got to go within yourself and question and check yourself.
Definitely.
with no strings attached. Like, you gotta be honest with yourself. That's how you gonna produce the results that you need.
You gotta change your mindset to change your ways.
Straight up, you got to go within. You can't go out there. You got to come and deal with self at some point of time if you want to reach the best version of
Y'all gotta have
self.
mirrors in y'all house. Use them.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Internally.
Stop putting no filters on your face.
Internally.
Real face and face
Yeah,
to face.
man.
Face to face. Goddamn.
Men be mad at men wake up looking like, I don't want
Who
to.
the
You
hell
ain't
is
crazy.
They scared.
You ain't
Who the hell is
crazy
this?
to have a
All men
conversation
the
with
happy
yourself.
people. Y'all stop
Who the hell
that
is
shit
this?
too. When you forgot about y'all.
Beyonce was with me last
Come
night.
on.
Who the hell is
Man.
this?
Goddamn, look
Just
like
be yourself
Dracula
though,
dripping.
man. You don't gotta
got
put on
black
no
tears.
extra. Yeah, be yourself.
And when you look in that mirror, one thing we do want y'all to do, take it personal.
Take it personal.
Yeah. When you doing the work,
Take it personal. Straight
Yeah.
up. It's all about self, man.
Yeah, take yourself personal,
Like,
bitch.
be selfish with yourself.
And if you take yourself personal, you'll take a lot off everybody else.
Straight up.
Word to life. I love that. I love that. Great conversation, guys.
Man.
Great conversation, guys.
High five, guys.
High five. So, before we close out tonight, we want to talk about a little stuff that's going on to me, this off-script type shit.
Hey,
The diddler.
The diddler.
Diddler.
Motherfucking diddler. So,
that motherfucker went over for
I
the
don't
fourth
know what they say when they baby
release
mama.
and got denied.
Baby Earl, boy.
Well, nah, that wasn't a baby
That
mama.
was-
Hey,
Girl.
but they said that baby oil had some shit that'll knock your ass out in them.
Yeah, hard drinking out there, man.
Who y'all think involved though?
Everybody.
I believe everybody on that motherfucker. Y'all saw that list? Hey, y'all saw that list he made when he was just sitting there with the kid calling out names?
Yeah.
He was letting them motherfuckers know play.
Yeah.
Bitch, don't say nothing.
Yeah.
But I feel like he being thrown under the bus. I feel like he's the face and he ain't the puppet master.
Okay.
Oh, of course not. He's not the puppet master, but he's a participant.
Yeah,
He definitely swinging on the string.
straight up.
I tell you that. He might not be up there like this, but he's sliding on the string like, hey, who got that oil? Cause,
And like everybody say, it's something that was done to him but that's how it happens. People project things that been done to them on others because they have to flip that vulnerability into superiority. Yeah.
Hey, you're right. They gotta flip the vulnerability into masculinity.
Into superiority, yeah. Cause I gotta do somebody how I got done. Yeah.
You know who put P. Diddy in his place though? Don't nobody talk about it. The Locks.
Who?
The Locks.
Mimi. Who?
They been in the media.
Jada Kiss, Chic Luch, and Styles P.
I know 50 been on his ass.
Ain't nobody handling like the Locks though.
I ain't seen him. I gotta look into that.
Bruh. Like, y'all know he was a shitty businessman when it came to your contract.
Yeah, he was a baby in the
Yeah,
pre-age.
he was. So they found out what was going on with their publishing. And they was just like, we don't want it. We don't want it. Just let us go.
Straight up.
Tell me why nigga, a chair got through with this nigga.
You got through it. Who?
Diddy, the diddler nigga. Not bullshitting with you, bro.
Oh God, nigga.
They will
That's
talk
what he
about
said.
this shit wide open to this day. Yeah, we had to throw a motherfucking chair at Puff, my nigga.
I think I saw
And to
that.
this day, they still, well, no, they got their publishing back now. But
Yeah, he gave it all back to him when it
they
went
on,
bad.
I think it was the Breakfast Club, and he called in and was like, y'all gonna stop that? Man, them niggas went out. Yo, who the fuck you think you talking to, Pop? You full of shit. You a coward, nigga.
Straight up.
You a coward.
Yeah.
Publishing back in their hands.
Yeah.
Cause, nigga, they said that they were gonna have to handle Mike Tyson one night. He was hollering at
Hey,
Eve,
they-
and Eve was like, y'all, help. And they like, help who, you?
Hey, shit.
They were like, hey, shit,
Make
you
that
the biggest
triangle
one.
around
They
his
know what
ass.
they said, shit, you go first. We'll come in behind you, stick him, nigga.
Straight
But you
up.
gotta take the first hit.
Hey, somebody gotta dive off, goddamn. We coming behind you.
Man.
But in
Hey, that's
this
how it go
time-
with the bullet though.
In this time, bro, he has not been stood up to by many people.
Nah.
And I wonder if the people that hell, you know what I'm saying, that he crushed, they're gonna be the only people that can really stand up to him. The people that he, like Justin Bieber's.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie. I personally, that made my heart hurt, dog. They did that little boy like that. For real, man. Cause that was my shit, man. Baby. I used to love that shit, man. That was a vulnerable little kid, man.
Not just that.
What's crazy is he recording all this shit. Like, bruh is literally saying fucked up shit. Yo, I'm out here with a child. You know what I mean? And we finna do some wild stuff. I
can't tell you, but he want me for the next 24 hours.
Yeah, like you
What the fuck?
you looking right at the camera, yeah, we finna wild out, but I can't tell you what we doing.
Bruh,
What the fuck?
if you listen to Rick Ross, the intro of Rick Ross, God Forgives and I Don't, P Diddy on that bitch, it'll give you chills. The first song, I'm a god, nigga. Like he
believe it.
He believe it.
He believe he's
Yeah.
He believe he's above it all.
That nigga,
He
that's funny
believe,
too.
I mean, and
That's pure ego driven.
within this society, within this capitalist society where money is king.
Yeah,
How
and
can you not see
that's why they become victims, because that money is being threatened or being stripped up on. That's how they get all on. They give them a taste of it, and then they hit them with the whoop. Now let's go.
But
this
Cat
ain't no
Williams
more.
said in January, P Diddy like to party, and you got to tell him no.
Let's go. It's not the personal podcast,
Cat
man.
Williams, you ain't see Cat Williams at the beginning of the year?
No, man.
Bro, Cat
Man, he the
Williams
one opened this
prophesied.
rabbit hole.
He prophesied
Man,
2024
bro.
to the T, bro.
He started this whole shit.
2024 gonna be the year of truth.
Yeah.
No more lies.
But
It's
we
all
are in
coming
the
out.
year of
I do
awareness and
remember that.
truth.
He had on a green suit.
He was on Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp.
You got to tell him no.
And he didn't say, they were just
It
talking
wasn't
about
Money Mike, it was my Cat Williams. Tell him no.
But that
I got a virgin booty hole.
Yeah. So what y'all think? What y'all think they're gonna do to him? You think they're gonna kill him or he gonna serve the time?
Man.
I think that if you was
One or the other. He gonna testify. Only way,
yeah.
I don't even feel like his kids.
Cause he gonna be
Yeah.
he gonna need no Brown.
Yeah, I don't even feel like his kids are big enough of a threat. I don't even feel like they are important enough to him. Like his whole character just give me slime ball.
Yeah,
Oh
definitely.
yeah.
Definitely.
But you know the kids was kind of left to the dogs when they
Yeah.
were in the house. He wasn't there.
Like I feel, and I feel like he knew and left them there purposely. Like that's why I'm saying, like I don't even feel like they are big enough a threat to.
He wouldn't
Okay, it's
care.
either you or your
Yeah,
kids.
he wouldn't care if they said
Fuck them kids.
Yeah, that's what he gonna say.
Alright.
Oh, my baby.
They say motherfuckers in that bitch paying the goddamn make it bed, boy.
Fuck that, bro.
Man, they'll learn.
Hey, just send the locks in there. Or somebody from the Wu-Tang. They wasn't fucking with him either.
Man,
Shout out to Shaolin.
George Bush and them niggas.
Oh, man.
Man, this is so beautiful, guys. Man, I'm proud of all of us, man. I've known all of y'all for a long time, man. I've seen so much growth and involvement outside of this, like as humans. Like, dog, we didn't put this together. This was destined. This what became at the will of nature and the natural laws of like energy attract like energy.
Facts.
Like this it, man. It's nothing personal.
It's nothing
Podcast.
personal. Podcast.
This the biggest shit in the world, man. Stop playing. I ain't gonna take it personal though.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for tuning in tonight. We hope y'all enjoyed the show. Please leave a comment. Let's have open discussions in the comment section.
Man.
Let us know how you feel. Hit us up on the social media platforms. If you have any topics that you would like us to discuss, hit us up. Let us know what's on your mind. And let's grow our community.
All social media platforms is Nothing Personal Podcast.
Check us out. We are small. We're just getting started.
But the biggest.
Hey, and we like to eat. If y'all some black-owned people, y'all got some candy, send us some candy. Hit us up in the inbox and let us know what we can do.
Cause Skittles ain't goddamn candy, man.
Hey,
where is
we
it?
like to eat over here. Snack a little bit, you know, vegan.
I like that biggest fuck.
Not vegan.
This shit too real, man.
Facts. Again, we thank y'all for tuning in. This is the It's Nothing Personal podcast, and we are signing off.
Peace. Love.
Have Reese.